Welcome to this video about a description of the Wadjet, which is the ancient Egyptian eye of Horus. Now, I'm a jewellery maker and this is my latest piece, and yes, it is the Wadjet. So I'd like to explain the Wadjet a little bit if I can. And so the Wadjet comes from Horus, and Horus is, you might be familiar with Horus. He's the falcon-headed god. Here's a little model of Horus. He's not wearing his crown in this, I think it's broken off. Horus is one of the very early deities in the creation story. Now, he's the son of Isis, and he's also the son of Osiris. The story of his eye, there is one myth where Seth, the evil brother of Osiris, battled with Horus and tore his eye out. And then further down the track, Horus collected his eye and offered it to Osiris, who had been killed by Set and dismembered, and used it as part of the reincarnation for Osiris. It's a really very interesting amulet worn by royalty, and most often created as a piece for the afterlife, which was more important. Something of interest about this design is that it's used to describe mathematical fractions, and I'm just going to try and take you through that as quickly as I can. This can be found in the Rhine papyrus. I think it's home in the London Museum at the moment. I'm not sure, but now the Rhine papyrus was a mathematical text, like 5 meters worth of papyrus, describing fractions, equations, algebra, geometry, and it was transcribed in around 1500 BC. Now, it seems obvious that it was copied from some much earlier documents that were probably in hieroglyph. Now, the Rhine papyrus is written in hieratic, which is a sort of a type of italic form of hieroglyph running writing. But let's get into this work here. So if I draw the eyebrow here, just draw the eyebrow. It's probably not as nice as this is, so but we'll work it out. Anyway, I'm not drawing it to scale here, but I guess that doesn't really matter. We're getting the point across. So, let's see if we can draw a little bit nicer. Partly because I'm sitting away. Alright, well that'll do. So, the way it's used and described is not in practical sense of the fractions that these might make up of the whole here, but in that design, but just to describe them, and the portions can be used as a description in text. So the eyebrow would equals 1/8. Where should we start? I suppose we should start, well, I'll just work my way down. And this right side of the eye here, I'll have to draw that. This is worth 1/2. The eye, the pupil, is worth 1/4. This section of the eye is worth 1/16. As you can see that, there it is anyway. This tail, or this spiral here, is worth 32, and this is 1/64, the tear line. So that's an interesting thing. I probably won't go into it any further, but if you can look up the rind papyrus and you can have a look at it in there. Probably might be nice to just show you the hieroglyph for Horus. And in hieroglyph, there are actually no vowels in ancient Egyptian. So if I was to say hor for Horus, it would be hur, like just a H and a W. So, but it's a very simple glyph, because a lot of glyphs don't represent what you think they might. Like a chicken doesn't mean a chicken, it's actually a small chicken, or a chick is for a W, like a wur. So let's draw this. Let's see if I can draw it a nice. But in this case, we're going to have a falcon that that obviously resembles Horus as a bird. It's not too bad. What do you think? So that there is a falcon, and it's pronounced HW, just like that. And hopefully the owner of this beautiful necklace, which I absolutely loved making, it took me 3 days just to make the amulet itself. It's got opal, lapis, there's lapis on the tear and the tail, lapis, jasper, carnelian, and sterling silver. And would